my name's Andre. Worked at the animal farm about 25 years, and I'm a stock person here. So that stock person means somebody skilled with livestock, basically. So I started when I was 14. I volunteered here. I didn't really go to school, so I did something else, and part of that was volunteering here. Decided at 14 that this is what I wanted to do for a job, for a living. When I hit 16, I went to agricultural college. I also worked on a lot of commercial farms. Then I think it was when I was about 21 I got a full-time job here. Before that I was part-time. And yeah, and then just been here since, basically. So my typical day starts checking the sheep in the barn that are due to lamb any time. Obviously if one has lambed or is lambing, I've got to sort it out. Feed the guinea pigs, obviously feed the sheep, put the rides out for the public, clean a lot of places in the barn, and then when I've done that, my job's very varied. It could be doing things like we're doing these eggs here. Every year we have an Easter egg hunt. 200 to 300 kids that line up on a field, and they've got to collect as many eggs as possible. We do a lot of events. You know, we had Santa's Grotto at Christmas. We've got a show coming up that'll be out on that field. Other things that I do in my job, I do a lot of maintenance and woodwork. So as you can see, I'm currently building this fence. I recently just built a shed for the peacocks. So there's a lot of stuff like just general maintenance, building of stuff. You know, my day could be also plumbing. I could have to go and fix a broken pipe that's burst under the ground or somewhere, or as you would expect with animals, there could be an emergency with the animals and I need to go and deal with that. Sheffield City Council fund it, run it essentially, because I work for Sheffield City Council. Like all places, we get a budget, but we also have targets to meet where we have to make a certain amount of money. So the animal farm's free for people to come in. We try and do things where we're raising money, but ultimately we want to keep it free for the public. But the only way we can keep it free for all to come in is that we have to do these events and sell feed for the animals. We sell toys in our shop. I think it was 1970s it started, and again it's always been like a council run farm. Let's say there wasn't as much money spent on it back then. A lot of stuff was donated second hand. A lot of the hutches, the cages were all second hand donated. I'd say the animal farms had like a bit of a boost these last 3-4 years. So our aim at the farm now is quite different to what it used to be. 5, 6, 7 years ago we had a lot more animals. We were sort of leaning more towards like farming sort of side. Our goal was to teach the public, you know, where the food come from, farming, whereas now we're sort of becoming more an attraction than a education sort of thing. So over there who's making a noise is Oscar the owl, and he's been here longer than I have, because when I first came here 25 years ago he was here, and apparently he was here a good few years before I arrived, so he's got to be at least 30. And he also does this every year at the same time of year. It's mating season for owls, so I don't know why he does that, but every single year, February, March, he will do this weird ritual of going to this corner. He's actually not a high maintenance animal to look after really. He gets fed 5 chicks a day, so the frozen chicks that we buy in. He's quite a low maintenance animal to look after. He doesn't like being touched, so we have tried over the years, various people have tried to handle him and that, but he's fine with you. You can go in his pen and he's fine with that, but the second you try and touch him, let's say he goes a bit mad. So over the years, some people have tried letting him out, you know, because they think he should go free in that, and I'd say within about a day of coming and cutting the pen and letting him out, we've always got him back, because he'll just get absolutely hammered by crows and magpies, and yeah, it whenever somebody's done that in the past, it hasn't done him any favours. But it's quite nice how it's, you know, when I've, such as me, like, who's been here such a long time, you know, 25 years is a long time, to have an animal that's still here from the start, you know what I mean, it's quite a nice thing, really. These are our llamas, and we have them for llama trekking. They enjoy it, the public enjoy it. Basically, we'll put lead ropes on them, take them out. We have like a wooded area that's not accessible to the public, and we'll take these out, and public can pay to go walk a llama, basically. When we first did it, we had to train them. That was a bit challenging. They didn't like it at first, as you know, same as like if you're training your dog to walk on a lead, you know, except for they're a lot bigger and a lot stronger. They're kind of funny creatures, really, llamas, that I think they get a bad rep because everybody thinks that they're just going to spit on you, which they can spit on you, and they do sometimes, but they don't sort of just go around spitting on everyone and everything. We have a couple of alpacas, which you can see. I actually prefer llamas to alpacas, but alpacas seem to be more popular. I tend to find that they're a bit more moodier, alpacas. So they're only in now because it's winter, but as soon as the weather gets warmer, they'll go back out into the fields, and really that's it, they'll eat grass. In here, we'll feed them hay, you know, so they get as much hay as they want, and we'll clean them out every day. So llamas are quite clean, they'll sort of always mess in the same corner, same area. So it's just a case of going and picking the mess up once a day and topping the hay up and making sure the water's clean. Well, so this is what we call a Berkshire pig. So that's the breed of pig, Berkshire. We had an animal handling event, so we borrowed it in so that people could stroke piglets, basically. They've got a bit bigger now, and they like eating your trousers and your boots and all sorts. But yeah, they'll be going back fairly soon. When we had a lot of animals, we used to have pigs ourselves and breed pigs, and we tended to have sort of a pig every 1.5 to 2 months farrowing, which is giving birth. That's what you say when a pig gives birth. Just again for the educational purpose of public seeing the piglets being born and seeing the piglets grow up and the process of that, basically. But at the minute we just have 3 what we call coon pigs, which is like a small pot-bellied pig, and they don't breed. We don't breed them at all. They're, again, just an attraction, something for people to look at. You know, my thing that I'm proud of about this place is that it's free for everyone, so anyone can come. And I personally like it like that and would like it to stay like that. And it will stay like that as long as we can find other areas to raise money for the farm to keep it going, basically. Yeah, over the years I have heard of a few times, you know, closed, you know, budget cuts, whatever. And obviously that's worrying, you know. This hasn't been just a job for me. It's been my life since I was 14. So, you know, obviously I'm quite fond of the place. You know, we have a lot of kids that, you know, they're 14. They, you know, rather than, I don't know, sit on the phones at weekend and do nothing, they'll come here and volunteer. They'll learn about animals and how to look after animals, which in a way it teaches them responsibility from an early age, because, you know, an animal's a living thing. You can't just think, can't be bothered today. can't be bothered to do this today. You can't do that. You have to. It doesn't matter if you broke your leg, you still got to go and feed that animal, you know. Kids that volunteer, it teaches them responsibility. It teaches them about even just things like being on time, and to be able to do tasks that you're not always going to like, and just learning all that, the world of work and that. And then obviously whether they go into animals or not, at the end of that volunteering, they've still gained all them other skills that helps them, prepares them for their work life, and gives them a bit of taste how work, you know, what work's about and stuff.